Hello and welcome back after a bit of a gap there. Apologies for that, but real life happened as it tends to and got in the way. But we're back now, which is great. Welcome everybody. I think first things first is, as always, please follow us if you're not following us. Check if you've got a free Twitch Prime sub. It means it's free for you. We still get the subs, which is great. Thank you, everybody that's followed and subbed so far. First things first, we probably need a little bit of a recap. Like that. Thank you, Dan.
You're welcome.
You are loyal.
I have a vested reason to be.
True. Oh, and thank you, Jim.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so recap. Last episode, who wants to shout up some things that happened? And then if you miss anything, I'll let you know.
Dan fought a thing and won and didn't die.
Thank you, Chloe.
You're welcome.
It was close. The almost is key.
Yep, that was the first thing that happened. What happened after that?
He got a shiny.
He got very shiny.
Did get a big shiny.
Yes, you got the Spear of Vengeance, which was a symbol of your spot and honor, basically.
We went and found some people who I vaguely know, tangentially.
Yeah, you know, you might have worked with them a few hundred times, yeah.
Assuming that they're all not the same person.
And then I might have walked into an obvious trap and got stabbed in the bottom.
I think you got stabbed in the bottom and the no-no and the oh my, if I remember correctly. Fell unconscious. Then the party came to save you. Someone had run off. You were left there, dazed, confused, and not quite bleeding out thanks to Mercy. But yeah, basically it was either your party going around or something that looked like your party or was your old party were walking or running around causing problems for you. You were trying to track them down and they were attacking you. After you became conscious from this, one thing you did notice is that your powers weren't working. For whatever reason, you couldn't draw any power from Poseidon anymore, which I think you were pretty calm about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
surprisingly calm.
Suspicious.
Yeah, you weren't worried at all. So, yeah, some more.
Wasn't in the least bit worried.
No, some more things and stuff happened. You went to try and find Ares, I believe, to see if he could help what was going on. I don't think you got to Ares. I think he was a bit busy.
Yeah.
With his
We found somebody who Chloe got very intimate with.
Yeah. Started to, then we left.
Yeah.
What a shame.
Kaya got her flirt on. Mercy got her scowl on. And Runt just had a loincloth on.
And we ended up with a drunk person that we were escorting somewhere.
Yes, you found one general that would give you some information about what was going on. You escorted him back home. He said he'd look into things before then passing out on his own doorstep after you escorted him. So we'll see what happens there, if anything. Lastly, after still not being able to use your powers and still feeling a little bit worried that maybe Poseidon had forsaken you and sent your old allies after you, or maybe you were being punished somehow, or something skew-whiffy was going on.
I got Mercy to follow me into a small room on her own.
Thank you, Queenie. Yes, you did. You went to a shrine where you prayed with Mercy's help because you were worried that your connection may be lost. So you prayed with Mercy to Poseidon to tell you if you'd done wrong, to help you if he could, to ask you what you could do for him to forgive you if you needed to. Then you tried to stab Mercy.
Her.
Yeah. You attempted to shank your friend or acquaintance. I don't know where you guys are at. Then you woke up in the infirmary that you were where the initial trap was made.
Stabbed in.
Yeah. And that's where we're going to pick up.
So, can I have my actual hit point value, please?
It is the same as when you were brought up before. So after you got stabbed, you've still been stabboed.
So it's the same as it was before Mercy healed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think myself and Kaya gave you a quick boost.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Yep.
but that was when you had already become conscious, so anything up to getting stabbed. So yeah, I think you're basically on 1 because you're stable. In that case.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Okay.
because you are stable. Well, you're physically so anyway.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty sure that we stabilised him and then actually
Yeah, I
dumped
did.
a spell each. Yeah, we dumped a spell each.
Yeah, I did throw a healing word and everything on him. I remember that.
Yeah, you
I
did.
suspect that I didn't benefit from those.
You did not.
Awesome.
Oh, right. So does that mean that we didn't cast those spells?
Yeah, you still cast the
No.
spells.
So
As far as you know until I say otherwise.
So,
Not a bit. Groundhog Day.
You know, I'm not. Well, you'll find that bit out. But as far as you know, everything that you've done so far has happened. But we'll get there.
in that case,
Cool.
I would like
Cool,
to
cool,
cast healing wounds on myself. No, cure wounds.
Yep,
Get
go
a name
for
right
it.
eventually. It's an 8, so 10 wounds back. Yeah. Yep. Wait. Okay, I guess there's no one around me.
No, you stand up and you can look around. The fog cloud you cast has gone, as it would, because if you're unconscious, there is no one around you. You can't hear anything. Everything's quiet.
Okay, we'll head outside and try and get somewhere where we can see a lot of the city from, get up to some high grounds.
Okay, you head out and you look, and the first thing you notice is that the sun seems a lot lower in the sky as to when you first went into the infirmary.
Okay.
Are we outside waiting for him?
Nope.
You look
Where would
terrible.
I go?
You're not there.
Or we're not?
Nope.
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
So
right. No,
where would
don't
I
worry.
go if I'd just been stabbed and they couldn't find me?
I'd say infirmary.
I
but-
would go... I'll go to the infirmary, but if they can't find
Well, that's
me...
behind you. That's where you just came from.
I'd go to the arena, I reckon.
Okay.
See if they're back there doing more fighting or something.
Okay. You make your way to the arena. It takes a little bit of a slog because the streets are still busy. It seems the market stores have started closing for the nighttime revelries. By the time you get to the arena, it is pretty much dusk, and there seems to be a party just started. You can hear the starts of music playing, and smoke starts to fill one portion of the arena, but it is closed to the public, it seems.
Okay, I'm going to find people around the area
Okay.
and give them Runt's description and ask if they've seen him.
Okay, make an investigation check for me.
Ugh. 3.
Okay. No one seems to have seen Run. Like, you ask one person and they say, "Oh, isn't that the guy that fought today?" But they haven't actually seen anything. They've just heard stories about him.
Right. Okay, what would it be if it wasn't in the arena? Oh, go to the prison.
Okay.
Yeah, going to where we expected the prisoners to be brought into.
Okay. Yeah, you head over to the prison. And to the same prison as before, I assume, where the mess was
Yeah.
made. Okay. I'm just trying to find an NPC name because my brain doesn't work with names at the moment. Sorry about that. Oh, yeah. Sorry, my brain is a bit... Yeah. So, yeah, you get there, and there doesn't seem to be many people there at the moment. It seems like a lot of them are on patrol at the minute. With it being coming close to night time, they tend to be out patrolling the streets a lot more, making sure that people aren't getting up to no good. You do see, outside, though, you do see Septimus.
Okay. Yeah, I'll sidle up and ask if he's seen the other three.
No,
Or Tisha.
No, I haven't seen them since the arena yet. I don't know if they're due to stop by, but yeah, I haven't seen them since the arena. I thought they were with you, to be honest.
No. Okay. Guess last place be head to shrine or something. See if I can find some religious area that might be able to get some guidance from.
Okay. And we'll come back to you. Okay, Mercy.
Hello.
Gavriil has just gone to stab you with his trident.
Son of a bitch.
Okay. Are you doing anything?
Well, I'm assuming that I'm going to try and deflect him, obviously.
Well, you did. Made the roll at the end of last game, and you... Well, I've made Gavriil make the roll, not knowing what roll he was making, and he...
Fair enough.
He didn't hit.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember. Gavriil, what the hell are you doing?
Just looks at you wide-eyed, and then... pulls up his hand and goes to stab you again.
Right.
Ken, stop smiling. Not everyone else has figured it out yet. Does a 19 hit you?
Yes.
Yes. It does 10 damage. As he swings in, and you go to block again, but it seems to be a feint, and he twists it around, and rather than stabbing you with a trident, he slices you across the cheek with all three prongs, so you have this kind of three-pronged slash as it's at a bit of an angle across your face. Make a dex save for me, because I can't think of anything else it would be.
Right, okay, bear with. What's... Oh, never mind. 15.
And thank you, Flarecat, for hosting us. I completely forgot to change that fanfare to something less scary. Okay, you flip around, holding your face, and as you look back, you just catch as Gavriil runs and is just leaving the shrine. Runt and Kaya, you see Gavriil just legging it out of the shrine, and he just runs past you.
What's he doing?
I haven't got a clue, but
I'm gonna run out.
Okay. You make it out.
I'm gonna belt up.
Which way did he go?
Okay. Would you make me a... Initially, will you just make me a dex check, please, Runt?
I can do.
Just to see how well you kind of weave in between the crowd.
15.
Okay. You start to gain on him, but we'll come back to that in a minute. Mercy, you make it outside, and Kaya is out there waiting with a bewildered expression on her face.
Which way did he go? The bastard tried... I just literally just point at my cheek and say, "The fucker attacked me."
That way, and sort of grabs hold of Mercy and sort of like starts dragging her in that direction.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, so...
Sorry, I'll let go.
Right, let me just write this down to see what order you're in. Okay. So, yeah, Run, you start to catch up to her, and you're bobbing and weaving through the crowd. Can you make me another dex check, please?
I can indeed. That's better. That's a 17.
Okay. Starts to get away from you. You rolled a natural 17. So, then bonuses. Let's get away from you. You think you're catching up on him, and you're about to grab the back of his armor and like pull him back when like a crowd of drunk, looks like some halflings walk past, and you kind of have to stop and kind of you spin your arms around so you don't literally fall over onto them. With you being a huge minotaur and those being like about at most 4 foot high, and as you do that, you look up again and you've lost a bit of distance on Gavriil. Mercy and Kaya, can you make? Yeah, Mercy and Kaya, can you also make dex checks for me, please?
19.
19. Brill. Okay, so you guys make quick pace. Mercy, you're quite tall, so you can see where you're going, and quite thin, whereas Runt is like built like a brick beef house. So you can kind of weave your way in between, you can find the gaps and stuff. Kaya, you're kind of following almost in Mercy's slipstream, because she seems to know what she's doing.
Hello.
And you soon, Mercy, you can see Runt not far off, and then at this point, about maybe 60 feet in front of him, you've got Gavriil still running. Make a perception check for me, please. Just me? Yeah, just you. And actually, and you, Runt, but yours will be a higher DC.
Okay, what was that? Dex, was it?
Perception.
Perception?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've got +3, so that's not too bad.
18.
Okay.
Excuse me.
That'll be a 22.
Okay, both of you see this. Anything less than a natural 20 on you, Dan, I'm not worried about, because, you know, you've set the bar now. So yeah, both of you spot this. Runt, you look up just in time to see it, because you had, like, lost sight of him for a second. Mercy, you're kind of above most of the crowd, and you're keeping a stern eye on him. You both see, do you know when you're out in, well, do you know when someone is out in the desert? I don't know if any of you have actually been out in the desert. But
many a time.
Or on a hot road, and you get those wavy heat lines in the distance.
Yep.
You're looking, and it looks like that, but only around where Gavriil is, almost like something is distorting your vision of him a little bit as you're looking at him. No one seems to notice, but you only half see it happening, to be honest.
It could just be the Gavril's really hot.
No.
Well, in that armor, in that armor, I'm not surprised he's sweaty.
Okay, so yeah, he's still running. Are you guys still giving chase?
Hell yes.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. Why not?
Yep.
Okay, make another dex check for me.
Shout out to the 2 crew.
Oh, jeez.
That's 17 for me.
18 for me.
Okay. You guys catch up to Runt, who is still trying to excuse me, sorry, excuse me, thank you, have fun, bye. And by the time he's maneuvered around the group of halflings, you guys have caught up with him, and you kind of point and look at him, and as you look, you momentarily lose sight of Gavriil in the crowd. Can all of you make me... I know this is high-paced, but it is a chase scene. So can all of you make me another perception check, please? How the tables have turned.
Mine would be I've got an unnatural 20.
Well done.
I've got 22.
Well done. Okay. Run. You're not bothered. You're kind of running and huffing under your breath about stupid short. I was winning and now I look bad and they didn't even offer me ale. And so you're not really paying attention. Whereas both Mercy and Kaya, you're looking around frantically for wherever Gavriil's run off to. And you spot him a little off to your left, kind of just making his way out of a side street.
Right. I'm just going to just literally I'm saying, for God's sake, everybody move!
Make an intimidation check for me.
With pleasure. This should be hilarious. Yeah, 22.
22. Okay, yeah, the crowd bloody parts. It's like you're some person from a big book that I heard about. And everybody, yeah, just separates themselves as they look at you, and most of the ones that don't shit themselves at your scowl see the big grumpy, grumbling Minotaur with the big spear and the sword, and they just move. So you have a clear path to Gavriil. If you want,
Right, let's get the bastard.
yeah. If you want to, if you all want to make me a Dex check at advantage for that very successful intimidation.
Two completely different ends of the spectrum. Natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay.
Nice. 19.
19.
16.
Okay.
16.
Most of you, like pretty much all of you, start to catch up to him. Kaya, you get right up to him, and what do you want to do? Do you want to grab him, tackle him, shout to him?
I want to try and tackle him.
Okay, make me an attack roll.
Okay. This is not going to go well.
Of course it is, Deputy.
Ken, put the dice down, Ken.
17.
17.
Mm-hmm.
Gavriil, what's your armor class? Just because I don't have it on hand. Ken? I've lost him.
Has he muted us?
He might have done.
Ken? Hello? Oh, we can't hear you for some reason. What's your armor class? Yeah, we can't hear him. I think I have it here somewhere. Should be on DVD. It is 18. So, although we do need to sort this out. Ken, we can't hear you.
I can hear you now. I had a big lag spike.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, what's your armor class at the moment? Is it
19?
19. Okay. So yeah, just because that's the one I didn't have on file. Okay, and we'll come back to you. Gavriil, you make your way slowly to the shrine. Again, it's getting really late now. Everyone starts partying. You can hear in the distance like a shrill but weirdly familiar voice offering to sell libations and potions. Just off in the distance somewhere. Yeah, you start to make your way. You've not been here before, so please make me an investigation check with advantage because you are a paladin, or religion check if you prefer.
Sorry, which check if I prefer?
Either religion or investigation.
So that's a 6 on investigation.
Okay. It takes you a while. Even asking around, they're like, most people at this point are too drunk to care about that, and the ones that aren't, they talk about, the arenas where we worship. This is Sparta, we don't spend much time. But eventually, someone does tell you there is a place where, again, it's just a small shrine, but people do go there to make more peaceful prayers. As it's pretty much like an unwritten law across Elysium that even if you have your own way of worship, all gods are able to be worshipped in every city. And so, yeah, it starts to get really late by the time you get there. But you do find out where the shrine is. I think you'd figured this out because you're a smart bastard. But as you turn the corner and within sight of the shrine, you see your friends charging at you. And Kaya runs and tries to tackle you, at which point you just in time manage to spot what she's doing and sidestep out of the way.
Damn it.
Just gonna look around the other side of the corner in case they're obviously chasing someone.
You don't see anything.
Okay. Explanation, Kaya?
Why did you attack Mercy?
The other two of you catch up as well now because you are huffing it.
I probably attacked Mercy for the same reason that Tisha attacked me. In that wasn't Tisha we were with earlier. So I've just woken up in the infirmary and you guys weren't there.
That was hours ago.
Yeah, just after the time I got stabbed. And you guys just left me there?
What?
No.
You guys didn't leave me there
No.
No.
when we were hunting something that we now know is a shapeshifter.
And the drachma drops. Maybe.
Cool. Okay, what did this thing that looked like me do?
I just look you dead in the eye and I just point to my teeth. This is what you did to me.
Nah.
Well, I say you because you're the only thing I can see right now. But it must be something, whatever you were or was.
Some kind of a shapeshifter. Likes to attack from behind. Bit cowardly. Most likely, I'd imagine, the same thing that was attacking Dionysus, or attempting to attack Dionysus, which my former colleagues got blamed for. And I'd imagine that none of them actually made it to Sparta yet, and that they're all still en route.
Well, what do you freaking do? Need to find out where this bastard is so I can give him what he deserves, rather than taking it out on you, dear.
Okay, so what happened after he stabbed you?
The fucker ran away like a cowardly bitch.
Okay, when was that?
Literally a few moments ago. So literally, it's a case of we just followed him through the streets.
To here.
Yeah, to here, and literally Kaya literally just toppled you. Well,
Tried to.
But yet you're just here.
All right, we need to go talk to the authorities then. Well, this isn't our problem, it's Sparta's problem.
I'm not certain.
No.
Considering we've been around with something that looks... Yeah, with you. We've been in places with you. But clearly not you, because you're you. Are you actually you? Hang on. If you got stabbed and you... No, hang on. If he got stabbed and he wasn't him and you've just been sort of stabbed, how do we know that you're you?
Okay, did this thing act weird and, like, not do anything that you know that I can do? Because otherwise, if it fooled you enough before, I could just fool you the same way if I was still there. So I'd have to do something it's physically not capable of doing.
No. Everything seemed above board. Up until the point where you cut my face.
Tell you what, is there...
Meta.
I'm very confused.
That's
Tell you what,
normal.
Oh, that makes two of us.
Ron, you were injured last time I saw you. Have you been healed?
No, still very much injured.
Right, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Ron.
Go for it.
Aww.
You did drink a healing potion, Run.
Yeah, I'm still only on 17.
Really?
He's a barbarian. He collects hit points, his own and his enemies.
5. Bueno.
Right. So, was the previous me injured, or was I okay? So just walking it off. Like
Okay, so cut a long story short, we ran it well. We thought you were doing something stupid, so we waited 10 seconds, tried to come and find you. Found you on the floor.
Yep.
Then myself and Kaya revived you, healed you a little bit.
Yep.
Tried hunting down the thing, whatever it was, because you said he'd run off somewhere. We got lost. Then we decided to go to several different places to try and get information for the authorities, including find Ares. And then you But for some reason, this is a weird thing. You apparently couldn't detect the presence of your patron, for want of a better word. So you asked me to pray with you. So we went to whichever shrine is. I can't remember where it is now. And then basically you tried to kill me.
Okay.
Which was loads of fun.
So it couldn't use my innate gifts from Poseidon because it didn't have a connection with Poseidon.
Correct.
No.
Field runt. If you want, I can make some fish do some things and prove that I am who I say I am.
Do that, but only because it sounds ridiculously entertaining.
That is true.
Excellent. Get me some fish. Some living fish. Is there an aquarium nearby?
But to be fair, the fact that you've actually just said that proves that that's a stupid idea, and that's good enough for me.
Excellent. So,
well, you walked into
we need to either track this thing down and get rid of it, or
I intend to get rid of it.
Get it reported up to the Spartan officials and tell them it's their problem to deal with while we skip town.
Can I make a suggestion that we go back to the one that sort of we escorted back to his home? Because he was rather drunk and would make a very nice target for someone to potentially
Gavriil.
That's true.
Make
impersonate.
a religion check.
You said something earlier. You said when I woke up, we chased a thing.
Yeah.
But if you were with the thing that stabbed me, that would mean there's either two of them, or you weren't actually chasing a thing. Did you actually see it, or did I see it? Did it?
You saw it. It was you that saw it.
None of you saw it.
No, we were following your direction.
I thought I did, but
you are easily fooled.
No.
Okay,
less of that.
Gavriil, make a religion check for me, please.
Sorry, who?
You.
I'd like to use divine favor, please, because that wasn't.
What? Oh, you mean
and use my divine favor
yes,
that I remember?
Actually, if you do that, that would be quite. He remembered,
not
guys.
Being smote anytime soon.
He remembered.
That is 18.
Okay, none of the rest of you can tell, but
sorry, I didn't catch that.
None of the other party members can tell, but Gavriil, as you start talking about every time, because you've done it twice now, whenever you've mentioned making it the Spartans' problem, the ground seems to vibrate a little bit. And what score did you get? Sorry, what score? What check did you make? Score? Where'd that come from?
I made religion.
Yeah, what number did you get?
18.
18. On an 18, yeah, you can kind of. Yeah, I can hear you. Don't worry. Yeah, you kind of get every time you mentioned not. It didn't ever seem to be. It doesn't seem to be about anything noble, because you know Poseidon. He's not. He's like spontaneous of stern and fair, but every time you kind of mention not hunting this thing down. Can you not hear me very well? I can't check right now. One momente.
It would appear Ken is having some technical issues.
He is. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Oh.
Oh, and he's back.
Are you back?
I hope so.
Sweet. Yeah. You know Poseidon isn't, he likes to put on airs and graces of being a noble god, but really he's a vengeful god. To you. That's what you've known. Whenever you mention not hunting this thing down, that is when the ground... It's not like anything noticeable to anyone else, but the ground vibrates. And you can smell, like, brine in the air.
Okay. So we need to track this thing and rip any face it's wearing off and stab the proper face.
I thought you said to try and hand it over to the Spartans as their problem.
Change of
We
heart.
evaluated their competence.
I'm sorry. What?
The Spartan law enforcement. I'm sure you'll be able to
right.
do a good job. But
Yeah,
I mean,
they're a bunch of tossers. Yeah,
They thought you were a criminal.
they may have had a point.
Right. This thing ran away and looked like me. It definitely looks like someone else now. If it's smart, it doesn't look like any of us. It also probably doesn't look like anyone from my party because it would know by now that we've already figured out what's going on. So it's going to look like someone else. It's going to try and blend into the crowd, and it's probably not going to be doing anything very high profile unless it has a specific reason for being in Sparta and has a specific target. If it has a specific target, it will probably still be trying to finish that bit so it can move on quickly and probably pin the blame on us.
But we need to determine who the target is.
Okay, so we need target. The last suspected target, although isn't actually confirmed, is Dionysus. As far as I can see, I can't think of any other reason for how things went down in Thebes.
So does that imply that they're targeting all the gods?
Maybe? Have a hell of a
Dionysus
time
was-
if that thing was trying to kill Ares, though, because let's face it, it didn't do a very good job killing me when it had the drop on me. I imagine Ares wouldn't even notice.
Not if. What if he was very distracted?
Even so,
Well,
unless it's got something that would kill a god, some kind of special weapon or poison, maybe.
You mean like a spear of vengeance?
Something a bit more
Who else
murdery.
is-
Bad runt. Bad runt.
Is there anyone else here that was with us in Thebes? We can't be the only people from Thebes who have turned up here. Surely that's like a good place to start.
So someone who was also in Thebes. Well, the prisoners that we saw towards the end haven't turned up. No one from Thebes appears to already be here with regards to the Theban military or anything like that. I think we would know if Dionysus was here for a celebration. I don't believe Ares was at Thebes. I'm struggling to think of anyone else we knew of in Thebes.
Only the other people that we interacted with during our brief stay. But I can...
If it even came from Thebes, that's still just a theory.
Exactly.
Well, it's the best theory we've got to work on at the moment.
We could always just wait until it murders someone and then jump from there, but that means being vigilant and allowing it to get a kill, which I'm not keen on.
But at the same time, how do you know that it's actually going to have murdered anyone? Because it could end up just taking their form and then you're not going to know initially.
True.
Case of murder, rinse, repeat. Okay.
It acted really normally around you that you didn't notice it wasn't me.
Nope. It was.
So teaching you things that I would only know as well. So how does it know those?
I don't know. You're fairly cagey bastard at the best of times.
Yeah. How you feeling, Mercy? How you feeling?
Oh, I feel like I want to smack something very, very hard.
That's definitely Mercy.
That's normal.
No, wait, hang on. All right.
But we thought
Mercy,
that...
can you do any more healing?
Yes, why?
Because we know this thing can't do healing. Would you mind terribly, just for the sake of proving who everyone here is, if you did some healing? Because I'm still a little bit battered up, and I'd rather not begin resting if one of us might actually be one of these
Shapeshifter.
things. Yeah.
Fine. If it'll prove the point, I'll dump a healing word. Cure wounds, even.
Okay. As you go to draw the power from Persephone, like the power of life and death and the balance that you control, that equilibrium where you can very, very slightly tip the scales depending on a whim and what you think is right, you draw that power to you and cure his wounds.
You son of a bitch.
Well, aren't you a dirty
That's
little
fair.
bitch?
Well, I'm just putting I'm just putting flavour on it for you guys. I thought you liked it when I narrated.
Sneaky.
We're just salty, man.
I do like my paranoia.
To be fair, the only thing missing from that was this.
$1 million.
Well, years. Right, okay, let me... Yes, please receive 9 healing hit points.
9. Oh, lovely. Thank you very much. Okay, so now that's the 2 people who do healing. So do you 2 think you have something that only you innately and not some kind of a murdery face-stealing psychopath can do that you want to demonstrate?
Well, I've not been stabbed.
True. That doesn't mean you haven't been replaced. And you've not been stabbed that we're aware of. You could be bleeding in a gutter somewhere, at which point I'd like to find out and go and rescue the real you.
If I was going to be bleeding in the gutter somewhere, I'd really rather be sort of like back up with a certain general because he was rather dishy. And, you know.
That's an interesting cover, but it
Instead,
doesn't
the
change
power-
anything unless you can prove who you are.
Because the power of lady boners is quite strong.
Yeah, it is.
Surely some small prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation. Honest.
Or simply a magical flourish.
Sounds oddly erotic.
It really does.
Especially when you're asking an Aphrodite bard.
It's got to be something that proves who she is.
I think just the waves of thirst emanating off her right now.
Make a thirst check.
Can I voluntarily fail?
Well, in that
The
case,
water guy wants to fail a thirst check.
It's like, oh, look, she's moist. There we go.
Moving on.
Please.
I'm going to cast Mage Hand
Okay.
and sort of just sort of, it's going to go in, sort of try and aim it to just caress the side of Gavriil's face and then move and caress Mercer's. And then just sort of like slap Runs around the face once.
Yeah,
What?
it's mage hand, unless it can't do any damage, but you can do exactly that without any sort of roll. Mage hand just lets you do the thing, so yeah. Gavriil and Mercer, you both feel like a light caress on your face from seemingly nothing. Runt, you feel a light, sexy slap. A little bit of nail
Where?
on your face.
A love tap.
Just a small one.
I spin around in a circle going like, what the fuck was that?
Well, you're a bit too tall to reach sometimes. What?
Run is blushing.
I don't know about you, Mercy, but I'm fairly happy that that's Kaya.
Well, I mean, to be fair, she's barely left my side the whole thing. So if I've somehow missed it, then shame on me.
Well, yes, but you'd rather be safe before we.
Yes, I know.
And then we have to.
Precisely how are we going to test Runt?
I don't
Run.
do magic.
What's the biggest show of strength you think you can put up?
Arm wrestle me, we'll find out.
Yeah, all right. You should absolutely ruin me if you are actually Runt.
Yeah.
I should not be able to arm wrestle with Run. And if I can win it, if I can win this arm wrestle, then we need to do him because he's clearly a shapeshifter.
Wow, no fucking pressure.
He's taking so high than the Colosseum. This is brilliant.
Both of you make
the
strength
strength
checks.
check, is it?
Yeah, you've done this before. Bet you wish you'd saved that favour now.
I bet he
I
does.
don't want to kill Runt.
I'm sure. Don't you look at me all sultry.
I assume you want opposing strength checks.
Yes, please.
It's all right. It's going to get a 20.
I'm not.
Oh,
Ladies first.
11. And if you lose to an 11, you're not run.
Okay, yeah, 21. Okay, so yeah, you start, and yeah, straight away, Runt's just like, we doing this? And you're out halfway there. Make another strength check for me.
Resisting.
I'm using the Mercer
Another
rules for
strength
arm
check.
wrestling. Yeah, I'm using the Mercer rules. For he is
18.
a god among us all. Praise be
9.
to the Mercer. What was that,
In
sorry?
his name. Oh, holy Mercer. I rolled an 18.
9.
Okay, yeah. Again, Runt's like, do you believe me yet? But with his eyes, because he controls his voice.
Are you even trying, man? Come on.
One more.
With feeling. I might even let you have this. I'm not going to let you have this.
A 13. 19? Oh, jeez.
19.
Yeah, it's not even like, he's not even breaking a sweat. You're there like, you think you might have popped a blood vessel in your eye. You're not sure, but yeah, Runt just, straight down. It's not with force, it's just with like, this is
Casual
awkward.
ease.
I want to
I
save
give you
your
a more
pride,
tender
but
love tap than I got.
Yeah, all right, I'd say that's probably run. Okay. So we know
It's all about me.
who it's not.
Okay, before you do that, Runt, will you roll me an attack roll against Gavriil, please?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm kidding.
Don't do that to me.
Natural 20. Oh, he's dead. Oh, shit.
I'm sorry. I never used to get why DMs like to mess with their players
It's a lot of fun.
until now.
Because, well, no.
Because absolute power corrupts absolutely, as we're finding out.
Maybe.
Yeah, but just look on the smile on his face.
You
It's
horny
kind of worth
bastard.
it for that.
Yeah, it is.
It is a very cute smile.
Get on with the game before rocks fall and cute everyone to death.
Oh, dear.
So, how on earth, between us chasing you and meeting you, how the hell have we lost you? Oh my god, my headache's coming.
Must have changed into someone else in the area and then slipped away. If you can't think of something when it was around, like a feeling or a smell or a sound or anything like that, try and really think.
There was a vague hazy ripple at some point, but I'm almost certain that it stayed your shape.
All of you make intelligence, not you, Gavriil. The other three, make intelligence checks for me. You make a good point.
15.
15?
17.
17?
19.
19? Whoa.
It's not wrong.
rolled
I
a
take
nat
it all
20,
back.
I've got
Yeah,
Kill him, he's a doppelganger. He's a...
with that
Don't
jump,
do that.
that's amazing.
Don't. Don't kill me.
Okay, surprisingly...
Runt's like, I know all about these things.
Surprisingly, Runt, you're the only one. But you think back, and you kind of just put it down to everyone using big words or, talking about politics or something. You weren't listening half the time, but you did notice that you were getting more headaches than usual ever since you left the infirmary, and that seems to have stopped now. Like, not long-lasting headaches, but every now and again it feel almost like a scratching or a little throbbing at your temple.
Well, I relayed this to the group, and I don't know about you guys, but whenever fake Gavriil was around, I had this nice niggling headache. It was just doing my head in. That seems to have gone now. I don't know, did any of you guys feel the same thing, or?
I don't know.
No.
I think Mercy, to be fair, had a constant migraine since the Feywild, so...
So this thing...
Yeah, but I mean, that's just...
Your
resting
brain.
bitch
Well, what do you
basically
mean?
that
No,
to you after a while.
since Thebes.
Since birth, let's be honest.
I wouldn't know, dear.
Touchy subject, I'll mark that down.
No, well, it's a long story, dear.
So this thing was hurting your head, your brain,
What little one I have, apparently.
and it knew stuff that only you or I would know.
That seems to be the case.
Tell me when you two get this, and we'll wait and see how long till Runt figures it out.
It was in my head.
It was in your brain. There we go.
It's
Wait,
not,
what?
What?
not necessarily that it's changing shape, but it's changing our perception of what it looks like.
Oh, so it's a
That
chameleon
or-
circuit. Oh, I can deal with that.
Either that, or it's reading your brain to know how to talk to you. Because that thing knew stuff about my friends that you wouldn't know, that only I would know.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty certain it didn't spend enough time with them to learn it off them, like a huckster would. It knew it in weird ways if it was doing it.
Oh.
So does that help us find it?
No, but it makes me really want to kill it.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it kind of makes me worried as to what it might know from the rest of us.
Well, but I can't imagine it got any. Well, I didn't really speak to it, so.
Neither did I. I mean, I'm not entirely sure. By the sounds of it, you have to speak to it. I think it just needs to be near you.
No, that's true. I mean, should we go back to that weird drunk guy, see if he's still breathing, just on the off chance?
Can we have a recap for anyone who might have been a weird murdery chameleon monster?
What's that lion guy doing? Oh, wait, no. He's dead.
There was the suggestion of we went to go and try and find Ares to let him know that there was a shape-shifting type thing in his city. Couldn't get to
really
it.
dumb plan.
Yeah. Couldn't get to Ares. Did get to a party that I think he'd been at. Can't remember. They spoke to someone. I was kind of busy. Drunk.
Well, we checked you're not a chameleon.
No. Drunk general, very nice. It's fine. They spoke to the really drunk one. I was just. He was really nice.
Sure, of course.
So let's. What time are we at in the evening?
By now, it's coming up to around midnight. It's late.
All right. Nobody's going to be about now that's likely to be a reasonable target, are they?
I wouldn't. Well,
Except potentially the really drunk guy that we dropped off back at his house.
What, on his own?
Yeah.
When you warned him about this chameleon murdery thing when
Which
Fake You was with you.
Which we were travelling with Fake You, yes.
And he's presumably someone important who could actually do something about this and would be listened to rather than a ragtag group of adventurers.
yes.
Yes.
Oh, if I was this guy, I would kill him right now. We should go save him.
Which I kind of mentioned earlier.
Yeah, let's go.
That. Good call.
Because I really want to get some sleep. This is doing my head in.
Yeah, I could do a nap. Or a
Go
good
check
night's
he's
sleep.
not getting murdered now. But I can't believe it's not me.
You can't believe it's not butter? No, of course not, no.
I mean, I'm sure even if he's not getting murdered, he'd have a spare room in which we could potentially kill.
Well, we can potentially protect him and have a nap,
Yeah.
on the floor or something, whatever. Let's
Ask
go,
if
let's
he's
go,
seen
let's
Gavriil.
go!
Okay, you guys making your way there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys. We've rolled enough dice. I won't make you try and recall where you were. You make your way back again. The city is still alive. It's hustling, bustling. You know, since it's similar to Thieves, but there is a much haughtier, like, I guess, if I had to put a word, like a descriptor on it, a more testosterone-filled atmosphere. Whereas Thieves was maybe like a mixture of Mardi Gras and Coachella. Sparta is definitely more of a Zante Ibiza vibe. You know, it's still a party atmosphere, but there's a definite difference in kind of atmosphere to it, being the kinds of cities they are. So you do have to squeeze your way through, but it's fine. Takes you about half an hour to make your way to the guy's house. The lights are out. There's the simple wooden door that you're at is still closed from where you were the last time. Nothing seems amiss at first glance, at least.
Right, I pull out my dagger, ready to repeat what I didn't.
Let's just try the door first.
Oh, fine, if you insist.
We'll try the door.
Okay, you try the door, and it opens.
Yeah, there you see.
Hello? Anyone home?
Is there any light or is it dark inside?
It is dark.
Okay, I cast light.
Okay. You cast light, and you can see it's got some, you look at the home, and it looks pretty much like every other Elysian home in there. It's got a little more extravagances in the sense of it has weapons kind of mounted on the wall. It has a couple of pillars with some vases on it portraying, in the light, you can't tell too much, but they look like some sort of battle that they're portraying. And casting light, I won't make you make a check, in the corner of the room, just before the entranceway to another, like a small archway into another room of some sort, you can see a still form on the ground.
Okay.
Wunderbar.
Is there blood?
You can't make a perception check for me.
Oh, well, that would be a natural 20. So 22? No, yes. Yeah, 22.
Okay. You can't see any blood, no. It doesn't seem like there's any blood. On a natural 20 as well, you can see there is a slow rise and fall of the chest.
Maybe he's just passed out drunkenly because he couldn't get to bed. Okay, right. Rundeer?
Yes.
Would you be so kind as to just give him a prod? Just in case. Just in case he's laying in wait.
Fine, I take the Spear of Vengeance and I poke him with the buzz of the haft.
Okay. All of a sudden, out of the silence, you just hear... and then nothing.
You know what? I think he's dead.
No, I think he's just passed out.
Right, well, you guys deal with him. I'm going to go quickly check the other rooms and make sure that no one else is lurking around.
Can you see in the dark, dear?
No.
Right. In which case, I'm going to transfer my light spell onto your dagger. Yeah.
Oh, I have a glow stick. I like it.
What's the range on light? Is there one, or is it just the thing you touch for a certain amount of time?
It's just blah 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 blah. It's basically oh tits. Where is it? Sorry, bear with.
No worries.
There is no duration. I basically touch an object that's 10 feet in a dimension, and basically until I choose to end it, it casts 20 bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light in the 20 foot.
Yeah, no worries at all. So yeah, you now have lights. So good beefy, sir.
And Mercy said, "Let there be light." Right. Well, I'm going.
Sponsored by PowerGen.
Hey, I'm going to do a tactical sweep, so clear out all the rooms systematically, going one by one.
Okay, in that case, if you make an investigation check.
Ooh. What's my investigation modifier? -1. That's useful. That'll be a 14.
14. Okay. The first thing you notice is there is no upstairs.
Good start.
Yeah.
Like that cuts down the amount of work I have to do.
Yeah.
I hate
Most
stairs.
residential homes in pretty much Elysian, unless it's like a big shared accommodation of some sort, or if it's a noble house, only tend to go on the one floor. But yeah, you look around and you find like a small room with what looks like an urn. Smells really bad. You assume that's probably where he
The
goes.
chamber pots.
Yep. You find what looks like a larder that's got a very small portion of it is what looks like salted and dried meats, what looks like olives. There's lots of herbs hanging up from the roof. Most of it, though, seems to be... It's been converted into an almost wine cellar. There are lots of clay pots that are swilling around and you can smell wine. And there's some pots of water that are systematically... some smell fresher than others, but it seems to be most of his larder has been turned into a wine cellar. The room he was just hanging outside of, you look in and it's got a simple but comfier than a lot of them you've seen, a bed and a small desk piled with a lot of papers. There is a lot of empty like inkwells. There is an empty small clay, basically a drinking pot, basically empty, the equivalent of empty beer bottles around. It's quite messy in there, but you don't find anything, like the place hasn't been ransacked beyond this guy's lifestyle from what you can tell.
Right. No signs of anyone else having been here recently, or...
Not that you can tell.
All right, then. Well, I'm going to make my way back and go like, well, at least we're alone.
Well, maybe we can, get him into bed. We can lock the door and just in case, and then we'll try and rest between us until morning.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan.
Everyone else okay with that?
Yes.
Okay, so are you getting him into bed? Or are you taking the bed, or... There aren't any sofas, because it's not really a thing, but there are cushions stacked in like one archway. They're not laid out, but there is basically a shalong in one corner, and there are cushions you can find to kind of make the floor of the main room a little comfier. Or we could lose Ken, and that could work. And he's a massive dick. Oh, hi, Ken!
Hi.
Oh, he's back. Can't get rid of him. I'd say we put him in his own bed. Like, it feels kind of rude to barge in here and then steal his place of sleep. Although it did look very inviting.
Really?
No, behave.
Damn it!
Not with an audience. I'm trying to get rid of a headache, for God's sake.
Wait, you still got the headache?
It's never ending, dear.
I think this is the one she's had since
day one.
Immemorial.
Thebes, you said?
Pretty much.
Yeah. It could be worse.
Okay.
It could be worse.
No, that's fine. I'm just going to move things along to keep the pacing.
Please do.
What is the plan? So are you taking a long rest at this point?
Yeah, we will lock the door and take watches just in case, I think.
Okay, who is taking which watch?
I'll take the first watch.
Okay.
I've already had a bit of a nap.
Yeah, I'll take the last watch, though.
Okay.
I'll take the second.
I'll take third.
You'll only need 3.
Process elimination.
Unless you're going to really, do really short watches. Generally, you only need 3, so one of you could have a lie-in.
Well, given Runt's previous watch experience, maybe he should sleep this one in.
Well, that gives me a chance to attune to my new toy as well. You know what?
Okay, so Runt's having the lie-in. So we've got Gavriil, then Kaya, then Mercy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All of you make perception checks for me, please. And then I will go around you just in case you wanted to do something whilst you're on watch.
Okay.
17 for first watch.
19 for second watch.
And 18 for third watch.
Okay. Start with Gavriil. Is there anything you would like to do whilst you're on watch?
Nope, not really. I'm probably just going to sit up and play cards.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. You notice nothing beyond the hustle and bustle outside. You hear a few shouts, a few cheers. Even here, it's kind of at the back of a residential area. Like they tend to be in zones, but you can still hear that. But you don't hear anything close to the house. It's all very distant. And your watch goes unabated. And you wake Kaya up for her watch. Kaya, is there anything you would like to do whilst you have time on your own on watch?
Not particularly, sort of just have a general sort of poke around and see what little things I can find, what interesting little things I can find that I can use as anecdotes for inspiration's other point.
Okay. Make an investigation check for me.
$14.
14. Okay. 1 second. You look around and you're being very careful because you don't want to wake anyone up. But you look through just in that room, and again you can hear the party going on in the background. It's still quite loud, like surprisingly, because this is like maybe 4 o'clock in the morning, but the party still seems to be going. You look through the desk, and what you do find is a small piece of hide, or basically the equivalent of parchment, and on it there seems to be a letter. And then it says, "My dearest love, I know these seasons have been spent apart, but every moment away from you is like a tree losing a leaf, falling to the ground in the autumn seasons. Except unlike the mighty oak, or the olive, or the beech tree, my longing for you is never restored as spring comes and you are still not with me. My only hope is that one day as I look and I wake from my empty bed, that one morning the birds will chirp, the flowers will bloom, and spring will come again, and your presence will re-alight and rejuvenate the leaves upon my tree, and that we shall once more revel and bask in that sunlight, and I shall rest my head upon your sweet boobs." And that's how it ends.
Man after my own heart. Put it away, and then when time comes, time to wait. Mercy if nothing happens on my watch.
Yep, that's like I say, that's all you hear on your watch. Mercy, is there anything you would like to do?
Sorry, dude, I was losing you there a bit.
No worries. Is there anything you would like to do on your watch?
Yeah. I want to just find a quiet-ish corner where I can kind of observe everybody, but technically not within potential earshot of them.
Yeah, no problem at all.
I just want to just calmly sit and just have Benedict just cradled in my hands, and we can just look at it and say, yes, okay, so I lied to me. I told them only what they needed to know, not exactly everything that happened. Don't look at me like that. Don't need to judge me. But I'll tell you this. If I see that bitch again, I'm going to set that cow on fire and everything she owned, and I'm going to enjoy every single second of it.
Okay. Would you look at Benedictus saying this? Can you not hear me? Can anyone else hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Oh, we lost him. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Don't worry, I heard you, so you don't need to repeat. As you're saying this, you finish saying this, and you're looking at Benedictus, which is kind of leaning against the wall as you're sat. Someone seems to move outside. You don't think they're coming towards, though. They're just moving past with a lantern or something. Maybe they're making their way home, or maybe it's a guard doing the rounds. But as they move past, it moves out. The light kind of moves over Benedict in such a way that you could swear that he winked at you. Like the shadow seems to pass just over one eye, and that almost non-existent, but the glow that you can always see seems to, again, it just seems like he winked at you.
I'll just smile back at him and say, I'm glad you're down with the idea.
Okay.
That's my watch over.
Okay. All right, John. Yeah, watches go by. There you are. Yeah, watch goes by fine. As you're starting to get very bored, but you know you're fine. You've had enough sleep. Runt's snoring. So is the general on the floor. I can't remember if I gave him a name, but again, my brain can't do names at the minute, I'm afraid. It happened. Both snoring almost at one point. You kind of but so you start to listen, and they start off distantly, but one seems to slowly kind of harmonize with another, and then they start to sync up. It's a weird experience, almost like a symphony that two instruments that slowly become in time together. And just as you're starting to either get used to the rhythm with spurts of I'm going to murder both of them with my bare hands, light comes over the horizon and comes through the window, and the morning is here, and the rest of you start to waken.
Hooray.
The rest of you, besides the drunken man, passed out on the floor.
Right, well, I don't know about you guys, but I feel very refreshed.
Mm-hmm.
Right, anything happened while I was down, or?
No, everything was pretty peaceful.
No, that's the way we like it.
Yeah, nothing on my shift.
No, nor on mine.
So, this general, he's been unconscious for a really long time. Can we?
He is a Spartan. We do like to drink.
And sleep.
Thought Spartans were renowned for having a lot of stamina and gusto when it came to drinking.
Fighting, yes. Drinking, no. We're actually terrible lightweights. It's common. One we've allowed to propagate.
Maybe we should take advantage of his slightly weakened constitution and rouse him to consciousness.
Before you do that, one thing. I go over to the desk, get one of the bits of like ink and quill or whatever is there, and I just draw glasses on him.
There's no quill or anything. There's a piece of charcoal.
Charcoal do!
Yeah, no worries. Make a performance check for me.
Well, at least it's not negative on performance, I guess. Shout out to the 2 crew.
2, okay. You draw what looks like... You start to draw glasses, but you're not a writer or a drawer or an artista person.
In my defense, I've never even seen glasses.
You're not a chalkistocrat. So what starts off as circles, you just give up with, and in the end, you just give him 2 very smudgy black eyes. He still doesn't rouse.
It works.
You've also got charcoal all over your paws, hooves, hands, fur.
Should we just bring him round a bit?
Yeah, probably. I slap him.
Okay, make a roll a d20, add your attack modifier. We'll make it an unarmed strike.
Cool. That'll be a 18.
18, that hits. Make so what is your strength modifier, please?
+3.
Okay, so you do 4 points of damage to the man. Because you don't have Tavern Brawler or anything like that, do you?
No.
Cool. Yep. And so he goes, sweet Barry Aries with the fine. I swear I only ordered 2 courtesans, and none of them were bovine.
Okay, have a cow, man.
I'm not going to complain. What? Who are you?
Wow, you were really, really wasted last night.
I take offense to that, sir. Now, if you could just stop my bedroom from spinning, I would carry on.
Do what, Mercer? You're better at this than I am. You take this one.
Well, good morning.
Is it? Oh, shit.
Well,
morning, dear.
Well, it's the.
I'm not saying I'd call it good.
It's a state of being, isn't it? Really. Do you remember us at all?
No.
Marvelous. Right. So, we came to find you at the arena. You were partying kind of hard with some of the.
That does sound a mighty good party, Sparta. You should try them sometime. They're very good. They know.
I would rather swallow bees.
I wouldn't advise it. They get ornery. But, So, I'm sorry. You came to find me. What? Why? I mean, I'm important. Who gave you my name?
Well, not.
Was it Stevenson?
Not you specifically, but just stop. Shush. 1 second, please. Okay. So we came to find Ares. He was otherwise engaged. A general at the whatever you want to call it. Pointed at you and said we should talk to you regarding an issue within your city limits.
Are you sure there's no issue here? I take care of that personally. Oh yeah.
Well, apparently
could you get your fine-looking maid over there to get me some water, please?
Firstly, she's not a maid. She's not my maid, and she's definitely not your anything.
Excuse me.
Maybe
I was talking about I was talking about the bearded one. Hello.
Oh, hi.
How are you over there?
I'm going to get a glass of water or whatever I can from his kitchen.
Don't be long. Good service, Spartan. Yeah, good service. I definitely order that one again. Sorry, did you want something? Did I give you the advice? Are you here to thank me and shower me with gifts and compliments?
I'll be showering you with something that you probably won't like. So how about we get to the point? You said you were going to help us to possibly get. What? Can somebody remind me what we said was going to happen?
He was going to look into trial that had happened regarding Gavriil's friends.
Good memory.
Yeah, my notes have absolutely scrambled.
Do you mind if I do the OC bit of what was discussed, even though I wasn't there?
Exposition.
Yeah, you can remind that. I'm not one of those DMs that's like, no, if you can't remember, it didn't happen.
So we agreed with them.
Yeah, but if you do that, players take keen mind,
that-
and then you have to take a lot more notes than you want to. So don't tempt it.
What we agreed with them was that he would help look into that issue, and that he would arrange for that trial to be kind of put on hold temporarily or looked into, and that if anything was wrong, I agreed that my life would be forfeit if we didn't come up with the assassin, and we told him that there was an assassin running around that looked like people.
So yeah, basically, yeah, that.
Okay. Oh, that's a lot. Right. Let me have a think. Where's? Okay. So your allies on their way. They've been accused of a crime, yes, and they haven't. There's this one arresting officer, you say?
The one that doesn't exist.
It's the one. He doesn't exist. Well, if he doesn't exist, how did he arrest them?
Well, his name appears on documentation somehow, and it's been approved by somebody.
Okay, I can. Okay, here's what I can do. I can't do much because we don't like to spend long on these sorts of things. There's better things to be done. But you are nice to me, and he's a pretty little thing. I can hold the trial for as long as maybe a day, or until this arresting officer turns up. If he turns up, then his testimony is all we really need to get on.
Bear in mind, if he does turn up, he's almost certainly a shapeshifter because no one in your military knows about him.
Okay, but...
Which means he's probably the one you want to get on trial.
Yes, but if his name is on there, then... His name is on there and he's part of the Spartans. No one, just because no one in present knows of him doesn't mean no one might. We have that happen. So what I'm getting at is what I need from you is one of two things. You need to either Alpha... find irrefutable evidence that your friend should not be murdered be executed because they did not commit the crimes of which they are accused. Or, Beta, you must prove that this arresting officer is not who he seems to be. One or the other would, because if it's highly unusual, usually there are at least one Alpha, Beta, thrice, three, Beta, officers that testify to any crime, especially one as serious as you say. It has to be backed up, and contingencies made in case one officer can't be there to testify, or one kicks it on the road, or whatever. Things happen. The fact that there's only one means that I can stall it for a while, because it's highly improper, and I can hold it on grounds of making sure that processes are adhered to strictly and properly so as to not make any more mistakes as to the one that I can say has already been made. Do you understand what I'm saying so far?
Yes.
Good. I may ask you to repeat it back, because I'm not sure I do. So that's the only way. That's the only reason I can stall. But it is also the way you could save your comrades. If you can bring said singular person to prove they are untoward and not what they seem, then you can, by all means, prove that there is no testimony against them. Because if the one person that has testimony against them is not legitimate or is found to be a scoundrel, then there is no claim, unless Dionysus himself says, yes, they attempted this, or there is another person of rank that says, yes, this happened, unto which time bounty hunters would be hired to find them down afterwards. But until then, they would be free men. In short, if there is no one to accuse them of the crime of worth, then there is no crime.
as I understand it, when these kind of trials are taking place and all the important officials such as yourself are present and the accused party and the arresting officers are present, there's some kind of a central place that's important where people who need to interrupt the proceedings can burst through big doors and yell that they object. What kind of a place would this be, and where would we find it?
That's, to be fair, it's no doors you burst through. We tend to do this in the justice market. We the prisons are. It's close by. You could probably. I'm not at work right now. Well, I'm late.
Correct.
Okay, well, if I was at work right now, and if you were joining me there, then you could see it from where I work. So just imagine that I'm where I'm supposed to be, and you could see it from there. It is a big.
Why don't we escort you to work now?
Where are
and
you
then you can
supposed
show
to
us
be?
where best to make a dramatic entrance from.
Well, if you just make your way, you trust me, you will see it. I would recommend that your time is spent with finding this imposter fellow, or building up substantial evidence against the crimes.
Okay.
My God, my head is pounding.
That makes two of us.
It's that. Theban wine.
We'll see you at a lengthy court hearing then.
I bloody hope not, but yes. Yes, you were kind to me. If this does go right, then I may have uses for you further. So don't go away, you. Right. Has anyone seen my undergarments? And he kind of wanders off into, like, the foyer area, just haphazardly.
That's it. That's in my brain now.
That's in your brain.
Okay, so we should get looking.
Does
and we should
that
definitely
help us,
not start.
Gavriil?
Not a lot, but it's what we've got.
It's better than nothing. Surely.
We need to get out there and find this thing quickly. We
does it-
can't split up.
No, but it does actually tell us one thing that is highly irregular, in that there's supposed to be 3 arresting officers and there's only 1, which gives us more wiggle room. Rather than pointing out directly that your friends didn't commit the crime, we could always focus on
It certainly
Also-
adds more weight to the idea that what happened in Thebes is connected to this creature directly.
So does that mean we have to go back and literally say who were the other people at the time?
Well, we just need to find this thing, beat it unconscious, and then drag it to this
Justice Market.
trial. Justice Market, thank you. That's
Did somebody say beat it unconscious?
Yeah, we need to find it first. Finding it first really is the key element of this plan. Without that, we're just beating up random people in the streets, which, while fun, isn't actually beneficial to us.
Okay, so while we have this needle in a needle stack problem, where can we start now?
I found them! They were in the shitter! And on that, we will break. 10-minute break while these guys maybe come up with a plan. Or
Don't
go
be
for a
silly.
cigarette, or get another booze, or drain the Hydra. Whatever they need to do. We will see you all in around 10 minutes. Thanks again for joining us. Sorry about the delay and missing a couple of weeks ago. Thank you for... Well, one of you. I get the rest are cast members, but thank you, Queenie, and the cast members for subscribing. Again, check if you have a free subscription, or, you know, if you're very generous, if you want to donate, throw some bits, or actually subscribe with money. I'm not going to say no, but I'm not going to ask you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we will see you for the rest of this madness in about 10 minutes.
Yeah. Bye.
I see movement. And welcome back. Thanks, Blackcat, for subscribing 5 months in a row. Thank you very much. We are currently waiting on Runt to come back. He probably just lost track of time, or he may have died. He may have legit died. I'm going to feel really bad if he's died.
He's a doppelganger. He's clearly...
Oh, dear.
Confirmed. Right, before the break, we had a lot of madness. The guys figured out it wasn't Groundhog Day. There was some sort of shapeshifter thing causing trouble and stuff. They ran after it, found it, lost it, found it, lost it, bumped into Gavriil, thought they'd found it, turned out, no, that is Gavriil. Decided, hang on, maybe you're not who you say you are, maybe you are not you and you are you, but you're not who you think you're you, because it can make you think you're you. Figured out everyone is who they say they are, or are they? And then learned a few more things about it. They learned that maybe it can get in your heads, and either Kaya suggested possibly it just messes with your perception and makes you think it looks like someone else. Gavriil argued maybe it can just get in your thoughts so that the things that you know, it can know and it can imitate you better. Mercy is sick of this whole thing, and Runt will catch up eventually. You found your way back to the Drunken General's house because she thought, hang on, he's on his own, he's important, and we've met him. He might be a target. You found him drunk on the floor, decided he wasn't a target, or that the thing hadn't got there yet, and slept the night. And lost Mercy. Oh, here she is. Slept the night. Nothing besides a little talking to inanimate objects. Nothing of note happened. You questioned the general the next morning, and he told you he could buy you maybe a day for the trial once they got here, which is imminent from by your reckoning. And that there had two ways to stop Gavriil's allies being executed. One was to find undisputable evidence that they did not commit the crimes they were accused of, and the other is to find the one officer that accused them of such a thing and prove that they were not who they said they were, therefore invalidating the accusation. Upon that, they started to make plans, and we took a break. And so we come back with the general on the chamber pot and these guys scheming. Over to you.
Okay, so knowing what we know, I suppose we just there's a couple of people we could look at straight away potentially if they're around, or we go and see about finding these other two people that were supposed to have been with the arresting officer. So we've got choices, I guess. It's a question of picking the lesser of two evils, I guess.
Well, I thought the issue was that the other two people didn't exist. There was only one arresting officer listed.
Yeah, there was only one arresting officer when there should have been three.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, the only one on the books is Legionis.
But what I'm saying is, if one name's only on the book, but realistically there should always be three people. So maybe if we find out who was there at the time they were arrested, we can maybe work out who those other people were as well.
Well, theoretically, the only people who know that information to Sparta.
Just saying.
Yeah, because I think they said that Legionis had run ahead to tell them and pass on the information, so the other two...
But wouldn't they know who they'd sent?
Yeah, Legionis, who doesn't exist.
No, I mean, they would send more than one person. Surely they would know who the extra people were. Therefore,
I get what you're saying. I'm not sure that's something we can really interact with.
I know. I'm just.
Yeah. I think our best bet is if we can find somewhere where we can get as many potential people together as possible, and then just try and catch them out with weird questions, acting weird, any odd spells we might have that might show something.
Check and see if I get a headache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Push the monitor in their face, see if the monitor falls over with a migraine.
Yeah, just keep the ibuprofen, ready.
Or just drag you away from
You mean the
wherever it is that's causing you pain.
Or
the eyeball pro pen.
Right, so he's probably going to go down to the justice area at a certain point. So if we keep that as an area to go look at later on, it's likely he's going to go there and bump it. We don't really know if it has a specific gender or not. We can go look there at the end, but I think if we try other places, we think it might have a vested interest, or there's just a lot of weird people around. Because this thing's probably going to stand out a bit. I mean, it hasn't picked any, or that we know of, it hasn't picked any particularly low key targets to imitate. I mean, I stand out. The Goliath it was impersonating stood out massively.
Possibly the other friend of yours. That might have also been it as well, if they haven't already arrived.
The priest that we were talking to in the arena?
Yeah.
Almost certainly. When I was tracking that priest seemed to be very nearby when we were with the Goliath. I imagine if there were two of them working together, we would have seen both of them at the same time, running a tag team operation. I really hope there's not more than one of these things. I think we have to operate under the assumption until we see otherwise that there is only one.
So realistically, then, if we need a lot of people, maybe we should go back to that marketplace area where I attempted to buy healing potions and see what we can see or not see.
Yeah, the market's good, and the arena as well. They were quite close together, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's take your first one on the market then. Sounds like a good idea.
Because that horrible gnome woman.
Which horrible gnome woman?
Plot twist. Agatha is the endgame villain the whole time.
What?
You met a horrible gnome woman in a marketplace.
Yeah.
Did she sound really shrill and unpleasant?
Yeah.
She was in Thebes. How did she get here that quick?
Oh, that was her.
Let's go to that marketplace.
Unless there is an equally irritating...
Oh, God, I hope there's not more than one of her. There could be a whole family of them.
What?
All named Agatha.
Officer
Like
Jenny's.
I was going to say it's like Nurse Jenny or Officer Joy. Nurse Joy, Officer Jenny. Sorry.
Right. All in favour of going and beating up an old gnome woman.
Why?
And not being adventurous.
Because we must. Right, off we go. Let's go kill a gnome.
Why are we killing a gnome?
I don't know how this happened, but sure, you guys can go and try and find Agatha if you like.
I'm convinced the entire Twitch chat is going angry mad at us right now.
I feel like one of us should probably check it, or we
It's
will.
fine, I'm sure no one's actually... I've got the chat up and no one's raging yet. No one may be watching right now, which may make you lucky.
Yeah, let's head to the marketplace then.
Okay.
So,
you guys make your way there. You can walk and talk if you like, if you've not finished discussing.
why are we going to kill an old gnome woman?
We won't kill her if we don't have to.
Well, because
Runt
she
and I
ripped us
met-
off and she's an absolute bitch.
Yeah, Runt and I met a woman in Thebes who was a gnome who ran like a bazaar, a hawking shop.
Yeah.
And she absolutely fleeced us. Well, not us, but she fleeced other people. We lost a considerable amount of money, and she was shifty, but she was
Wait.
also a bit shrill.
Okay. You know the little one that I was taking to... Yeah.
Yeah.
Did she fleece her?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'm all up for killing this gnome.
Yeah, she's not my favourite.
A little bit racist.
She's very racist.
Right.
Excellent. And apparently Mercy might have seen her here, which would mean she got here very quick.
Quicker than she should be able to.
Well,
It didn't necessarily take... Well...
she would have had to beeline straight here, which is very coincidental.
Yeah.
And we come through the Fey
And we
Wilds.
only... Yeah, exactly. And we only, spent a day and a bit in...
The gnome fly.
Thingy-flus.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, I suppose it would make sense that she'd go from there to here if she's selling things, because Hasn't
here-
Thebes just had a festival?
No, but the thing is, she specifically, I'm sorry, I don't actually know this, but she basically said it's her city. She hates people coming into her city and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, she also had like a rickety old boat that she was obsessed with. So I imagine that she travels around by boat a lot, which you can't get here very easily by boat. So anyway, it's worth checking her out. I mean, if it's not her, then she's just a horrible individual. If it is her, then we get to beat up a tiny pensioner.
I don't see a loom.
Oh,
here,
and to
like,
point
in
out,
Western
she did have helpers, by the way. When I saw her,
Oh, did she now?
That might be a point.
she had at least one that I know of.
That might be a point in the category of maybe not the murdery monster thing that seems to be working alone.
But just generally quite
never know.
offensive and therefore deserves beating up regardless.
Or it could be a point in that category, given we know just how despicable Agatha can be. Doesn't really seem like the kind of person you want to be important.
Right.
Right.
Anyway,
Off
let's
to the
go.
market.
Okay, you guys make your way to the marketplace. It is a hustling and a bustling. People are selling, food. People are selling drink, a lot of drink. People are trying to sell what they say are like souvenirs from the Colosseum. There's like broken pieces of armor, broken really old shields or swords. People are selling new gear. People are selling sculptures of champions. Someone's selling a very, very small, but, surprisingly accurate little wooden whittled figure of what looks like a small Minotaur.
I'm buying that.
Okay, you go over. It's a elderly man, gnome. He's just like, wait a minute, I got the eyes all wrong.
No, you did a very good job, and I'd be very interested in purchasing that from you.
You would, honestly, you can have it. You can have that.
Thank you. I take it. I am pieces.
I don't need your money. Would you do me one favor?
Sure. Well, what favour would that be, sir?
Would you gore my sign? And he has just a little sign saying Trocles' oddities and homemade trinkets. Written in very simple, and the prose are all wrong in Latin, but it's written either way. It's just a little wooden sign. I would be honored if you were to do that.
Luke, you're cutting out for me now, I'm afraid.
Gore the fucking sign, man! He says, yeah, he just says he would be honored if you would gore his shop sign.
I do it.
Okay.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Is it just me? The rest of you, can you hear me, or is it me?
We can hear you, but Dan seems on board for this, even though he has no idea what's going on.
Okay,
So, as long as he keeps saying yes.
Okay, you might want to get Dan to leave and rejoin, like everyone else seems to have to.
Well, I'll try it.
Fucking hate that guy. Oh, hi.
Hi, guys.
Is that better?
Hi, Mark.
It seems to be so far, but I mean, it was interesting before. Right, so what am I doing?
The shopkeep asks you to
sign.
gore his shop sign.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Okay, whatever you roll for your charge and gore attack, make it.
That is a 17. And damage-wise, that's what, 1d6?
You would know.
I do indeed. It is, in fact, 1d6. And that is 4 points of damage.
And strength.
Oh, 7.
That poor sign.
I know,
Didn't-
right?
Yeah,
No idea what I was about to say.
you don't so much gore the sign as turn it into splinters. Regardless, the man kind of looks at you with tears in his eyes and then looks down and starts collecting the pieces. It's like, thank you so much. I will put them together, and I will tell tales of your strength, and people will flock to see it. Thank you so much, sir.
It was my honour. My honour, sir. I pocket a little figurine, and I join the rest of us on a hunt for Agatha.
There you go. You can add one runt wooden figure to your inventory.
Now, how the
A
fuck am I
mini
meant to
tour.
do that beyond?
Make a custom item and add mini tour.
Mini tour. Okay.
Don't know what you'll do with it, but you have it. Okay, what would you guys like to do at the market?
Watch my back.
Okay.
Oh, you mean in case he doesn't get stabbed again, dear?
What? Yeah.
Are you guys looking around? Are you asking around? Are you
Oh, but
perusing? What are you up to?
Let's actually look for Agatha herself.
Okay. All of you make perception checks for me then, please.
No.
No.
21.
16.
Thank God for that. 12.
Okay.
1.
That's actually...
Oh.
Okay, no.
I've not got a clue who I'm looking for anyway.
No, that's the
Good
rest
point.
of you. Mercy, you look around and you see a few gnomes, but you see and you listen and you know that fucking sound because it's been ringing in your ears ever since. And you pretty sure that this gnome woman is not here. She may be walking around, she may be at the Colosseum, or she may have left, but she's not here. You can't see her boy either. So, yeah, you're not sure. The rest of you...
Oh?
I think you lost me. Or she lost me. Better?
More or less.
Okay. Long TLDR, she's not here. And neither is her boy. The rest of you don't see either, but yours is more like, she could be here, I'm not sure. Whereas Mercy, you're like, yeah, she's definitely not here. I've looked at every face here, and I would know her voice anywhere. She is not here right now. On her 21, you surmise she's probably at the arena trying to sell stuff to the people fighting. If she has health potions, she's trying to maybe scam them.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll relay that.
Okay. Kaya actually rolled perfectly.
Yeah.
Because the reason you rolled a 1 is because you start to look and you freeze. And your heart falls into the pit of your stomach. And your eyes well up. And something starts to boil within you. Because looking at you, smiling, is Alkanda.
What? No.
Across the market, the other end of the strip that you're currently on in between the stalls. Not doing anything, not holding anything, not noticing anyone else, just looking at you dead in the face and smiling. That same smile, the one that whenever you close your eyes you can see, that smile is right at you.
Even if I blink, still stood there.
He's there.
How close is everybody else around me at the moment?
They're pretty much in your immediate vicinity. They're within like an arm's reach. They're all looking in different directions. No one's noticed, because why would they? But you noticed.
I'm going to try and get Mercy's attention.
Yes, dear.
Tell me what you see in the direction I'm looking at.
I will casually sidle around to the back of her so I can look directly over her head.
Okay,
into that
You see people hustling and bustling. You see market sellers.
Okay. Be more specific. What am I looking for?
Someone looking directly at me.
That could be anybody.
Okay.
Vague description.
Make a perception check for me. That's fine.
Okay.
While you're rolling, Kaya, feel free to make that description if you want to.
Stunningly beautiful human, just shy of about 6 feet. Looks almost would say like has in a way like the face of an angel, but clearly isn't. Sort of like blondish brown hair, piercing blue eyes. As I say, looks and is well dressed, sort of like much more well dressed than you would expect for like probably people around this area. Looks as if like they would come from a fairly well off background. But yeah,
Okay.
sort of.
Okay.
Okay. I know you only rolled an 11, but you gave a very detailed description there. So it takes you a little bit, but you do notice said person, or you think you do.
Okay. Well, I kind of think I see somebody matching the description.
That person shouldn't be there. That person's dead.
Okay.
As
Can we
you're,
all hear this? Or just
Boys.
as you're saying this,
Mm-hmm.
said person lifts their hand, and they seem to have something in there. And the other hand waves to you, blows you a kiss, and they flick their wrist.
I push you out of the way.
Say your armor class is 19, Gavriil.
it is, yeah.
Okay. Just as you turn to try and look where Kaya was staring and Mercy was staring, and you hear this, you feel a sharp pain in your neck as you take 2 points of damage, as you feel something just hit you straight in the neck.
Okay.
You reach for it and you see there's a small dart that's been thrown at you. Said person smiles at you and then backs up into the crowd and walks away again as you're kind of gaping.
Can we just immediately start moving?
Yeah,
I go straight after him.
Full on run.
Okay. Make me, as you're running, again, if you all want to make me a dexterity check.
Can I make strength? Because I just don't give a shit at this point. I just want to get people out of the way and just
This is more.
shovel through.
This is more. Dexterity is more for your running, so there's not really a stamina. Yeah, this is more for you running, so it's still a dex check, I'm afraid.
I'm going to have hesitated at moving. Do you want me to do it at disadvantage?
I'm not going to force you, but if you feel like it'd take you a while, then yes.
Question. Sorry, just quickly.
Yeah, sure.
Because of guidance says I can use it on any ability check.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use that for this as well? To help
You
me?
can. What I will remind you beforehand
Seriously?
is that guidance is still a spell, and will therefore it's an action, isn't it, to cast?
Yeah.
A round is about 6 seconds, so I'd say with movement and casting, that'll take you about 4 full seconds to cast. Whilst that's not a lot of time normally, if something is running away from you, 4 seconds can be quite a long time. So you can, you can cast it, but it will delay you by about 4 seconds to do so.
I mean, to be fair, it doesn't necessarily matter if I'm slightly behind.
Yes, Gavriil?
Hunter's Mark? Is it within 90 foot?
Make me an intelligence check first, because you didn't specifically spot the person you were meant to be looking at.
Oh, in that case, I won't be trying. Yeah.
Well,
If
you
I was
heard
pinpointed
it.
direction
You
running
could hear her describing. So make me an intelligence check to see if you can
to work
figure
out which one
out.
it was. Right.
Which
Okay.
that's what the intelligence check is for, to see if you can figure out who it is that they're chasing.
17.
17. Yeah, you're not sure which person it is, but you see like the crowd parting, and you get a glimpse of the main thing that you notice is the hair, because they're running away, of this like really nicely cut, and it's not something you see often, is clean hair. And like the metallic trim around the toga, which is again rare. So you figure that's got to be them, and you throw Hunter's Mark on them while the rest of you run.
So my delayed reaction, whatever, is going to be 21.
21. Okay, so you are still casting guidance. Who are you casting it on?
Myself, so I can get the boost on the check.
Okay. So 21 is with the boost. There makes you. And what did everyone else get on their dex check? Sorry.
Unnatural 20.
Oh, natural 20. And Gavriil?
I don't recall, I'm afraid. I think I might have said 14.
14. Okay. You are basically level with Gavriil. Runt has gone, screw this, and charged through the crowd and is chasing. Runt, if you want to also make me an intelligence check, just to see if you can tell who you're chasing.
God help me.
Mercy, you know who you're going after. You've spotted them. So you're about level with
Great.
Gavriil, who seems to have realised what's happening. Kaya, you're behind.
I've just seen him. Yeah.
So you're lagging behind, but you eventually, when you see your friends go and realise you're on your own,
Then I go.
yeah, then it kind of springs you into action. You do start running. You might not see anything from your left or your right, but you're running. Runt, what did you get on your intelligence?
Is it 14?
14. Okay. You don't really know where you're going, but you're listening to people like going, oi! And there's a bit of a commotion going on about. So you're kind of running in that general direction. So it takes you a little bit
that works
longer.
for me.
And eventually the other two do catch you up as you're kind of serpentining a little bit, I guess, from trying to, like, right, where am I going? Whereas they know exactly where they're going. And so the three of you are kind of level with Kaya lagging behind.
Cool.
Make me, all four of you, this may be a theme, make me another dex check, please.
14.
17.
15.
Okay.
Not natural 20.
Okay. You all keep the same pace, basically, but you are gaining on said person. All of you, besides Kaya, who is a little further away, you see said person, you start to see that ripple again. You start to see like those weird lines of heat as the person rushes through the crowd. And if
changing?
Mercy
Just
and...
to confirm, we're basically double running at this stage, aren't we?
Yeah. So is said person.
No, sorry. For the purposes of immediately launching a javelin, which would take an action to do, I'd have to slow down to do that. Is that the right?
Yes, because if you're dashing, you'd have to move half as much. But before that happens, if Mercy and Runt could make a perception check for me, and Gavriil, make a Constitution save, please.
That will be a 19.
Mm-hmm.
And an unnatural 20.
Okay.
I should have assumed that was poisoned anyway.
Stop
11.
being so smart.
It was a dart, which did very little damage. Of course it's poisoned.
Right, okay. So Mercy and Runt, as all of you are running along, Mercy and Runt, you don't know if you blinked or you shook your head or what happened, but You look, and 1 minute the person is there in their fancy toga and their sandy brown blonde hair. The next minute, they're gone. But what you do see is a dark-haired woman, like very dark-haired, almost black, in a very simple toga, running and parting the crowd. And you don't see, like, you didn't see the actual change itself, but on those perception checks, the way they're running and the way that they're parting the crowd as well and the direction they're going in, it looks like the thing has changed and looks different now, but you know, or you think you know where you need to go. Gavriil?
Yeah, sorry.
Don't worry. Gavriil, your movement speed is halved. And you take... Oh, very cocked. You take 4 points of poison damage.
Sorry, I'm going to jump out on it. Can you go again on how much I lost on the movement speed and how much damage I took?
Movement speed is halved. And you take 4 points of poison damage. When you're running, it feels like your joints are seizing up and everything gets heavy. And just running, you move up your knee and it doesn't snap or pop or anything like that, but it hurts. Like you've got daggers or acid in between your bones. And so it slows you down and it hurts. Okay, so the other two of you, Kaya, you kind of, at this point, you catch up to Gavriil as the other two of you are giving chase, because you seem to have found it. At this point, quickly, what are you guys doing, if it's anything different? I know most of you will probably be running, but situations have changed.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, if I cast a spell, it will take too long, so I'm going to just wait until we get as close as possible. So it's just, me and the big man are probably just going to go screw it and just power through as our large bodies can.
Okay.
Yeah, shout back at Kaya, like, take care of Gavriil. And then, yeah, I peg him forwards along with Mercy.
Okay. Kaya.
I've just been told to take care of Gavriil, so that's what I'm going to do.
I don't think I've given any indication I need looking after at this point.
Yeah, to be fair, that's a bit mad, but you don't really notice. Yeah. He could just be slowing because he's in, full bronze armor, so it might just be his stamina.
I'm going to sort of try and match my speed to his as well. So it's like if as he slows, it's because we've said not to split up.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I'll accept that. That's an intelligent decision. The other two of you probably not noticed, but you may not have noticed, but like you said, don't split up is probably a good plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like
couple down on running.
Okay, you all carry on running. In that case, everybody make me a dex check. It's not a disadvantage, Gavriil. You're just moving at half the speed you normally would.
Can I be using athletics for this?
Not yet. As time goes on, it'll switch to athletics once you start kind of running out of breath. At the minute, it's about speed. If it continues, it'll start to be about stamina, if that makes sense.
I was just hoping for that +5 modifier. That was going to be a 17.
15.
15.
Natural 20.
Natural 20, okay.
Oh!
You said, but, okay, you guys, Mercy and Runt, you're constantly keeping pace with each other because you're similar heights. And Mercy, you're quite lithe. Runt, you're built. You're fucking built. The only word for it. So you're keeping pace, you're charging through.
He's just fucking.
You're gaining, to be fair. Didn't roll it this round, actually. Yep, you're definitely gaining. You're within about 30 feet of this woman that you assume to be the thing you're after. Gavriil, 1 on a 10, 2 on the way you're feeling. On a 10, actually, can you make me another con save, please?
Natural 1.
Natural 1. Okay, yeah, you don't slow down anymore beyond the pace on a natural 1, actually. Yeah, you're still moving at very slow pace. Kaya, you feel a burst of adrenaline as kind of passion, want, anger, longing, despair, everything kind of floods through you and you feel this rush of energy. So it's up to you what you want to do with that energy. But Gavriil
Can I
is still
prompt her to go
slowing. But you kind of, on that natural 20, you kind of get that adrenaline, and half of you forgets anyone else exists. So you're an intelligent role player. I will let you decide what Kaya would do in this situation. Gavriil, you take 8 points of poison damage. And again, yeah, you're still, your joints just feel really heavy, and they're actually just stinging now. Every single joint in your body, and especially where the dart hit, seems to be just stinging, like stinging nettles, but like nothing you'd ever felt before. Kaya, what are you doing?
One question.
Mm-hmm.
Am I aware that it's changed shape?
No, because you were lagging behind.
Then I'm pegging it in that direction.
Okay.
I'm still under the impression it looks like Alcanda.
Okay. So you've gone. Gavriil, you're kind of lagging behind. Mercy, Runt, you're in the lead, about to catch up with this thing. At this point, especially for you, Gavriil, can I have... Actually, 1 second. Let me just make sure it's the right check for you. For the three actual men, make me an athletics check.
It's 24.
You see, there's no edgy backstory check, so Kaya, you know what? Because of the way this is, you can either make me a wisdom check or a dexterity check or an athletics check. It is up to you whether you want to go by speed, whether you want to push it into strength, or whether your passion is driving you. That is completely down to what you feel your mind is doing at the moment.
We'll go athletics and 7.
7. So you were just pounding into strength.
Yeah.
Gavriil?
15.
15. Runt? 24. Mercy?
13.
13. Okay. Kaya, you're running along, but you pump it into strength, and you kind of... It's not so much that the strength leaves you as that fury does. And you're running, but part of you just thinks, why? What is going on? Why? This can't be happening. And you fall to your knees, and you just break down. And you can't run anymore, because yes, you could chase him, but if it's not him, why are you trying so hard? And if it is him, what happens if you catch up to him? After what happened, what would you have to say? What would he have to say? And so you just break down and you fall to your knees. Gavriil, on a 15, you're still running. You're still down on your speed, but you know the feel of that pain now. You know you've been poisoned, and you know that pain, but you push through it. You are a paladin of Poseidon, God damn it, and you are not going to be felled by a tiny little dart. And you keep running, and you start to see.
Compass.
Mm-hmm. And you see Kaya in the distance fall to her knees, and you start to catch up with her. Mercy, you are starting to tire. And although you've been running so far, this thing is just going and going, and it's been a very long life, I guess, since you can remember it. And so, yeah, you're starting to tire. Runt, you can't tell if it's rage or if it's like lack of oxygen, but your vision has kind of misted over in red again. So you're just huffing it. And you, sir, on the roll that this thing made, may make an attack roll to try and tackle it down if you want.
Oh, you're fucking A right, I do.
Okay.
That is not going to do it, I'm guessing. 15.
15, actually. 15, you're running and you see this woman, and again, that red haze just kind of envelops your vision to the point where you can barely see her except for maybe predator vision. You know, that kind of just soft outline as she moves. And you run and you just jump with your hands outstretched, and you have huge fucking hands, and you grab a hold of her and you fall, and you can't really see it because of, you know, your vision is just hazed, but you can feel the body go down with you, and you hear something pop, whether it's you or her or it or whatever, you don't know, but you fall to the floor in a heap. Mercy, you see this happen. You see Runt go down in the crowd. Again, it's quite a crowd, but you see Runt go down. So you're not sure if he's fell or what's happened, but beforehand you could see his horns. Now, gone. Gavriil, you reach Kaya, and Kaya, you are still dealing with whatever you feel. Again, however you want to deal with this, that's what you're currently dealing with. Gavriil, it's up to you whether you stop or whether you continue to try and chase this thing.
What's Kaya's height and build?
Kaya, it's up to you.
Medium, about 5 foot tall.
Cool. I probably reckon I can pick her up then. I'll slow down, but we'll be at the same pace, so she won't be left behind.
Okay, you guys would be pretty much at a walk because you're poisoned, and Kaya's
just sobbing.
Kind of, sobbing. So you'd be at a walk.
Just try and lift her up under the arms and just keep her walking.
Yeah, of course. Mercy, what are you doing? Are you? I assume.
I mean, I might be flagging, but I'm not. I'm making sure I'm backing up. Run. So I'm just making sure I get up close in case he tries to break free.
Okay. You get up close. And you see Runt is down. The crowd's sort of parted after what's happened. And you can see Runt down with this prone figure. You can tell it's the woman because her hair is kind of knotted about and moving. And yeah, Runt, you have got this person grappled. They are going to lash out. But I'm assuming we'll see. Does a 15 hit you?
Yes.
Okay. They lash out with their elbow, and for a small woman, she's got a lot of power in her. And she does 7 points of bludgeoning damage. And she cracks you right in the snout, or nose, or whatever you call it for a minotaur. I don't know. I'm not an etymologist.
Snozzle,
maybe? Right in the snozzle. And you feel something.
The more.
Yeah, you feel it break and blood start to pour as you take 7 damage to the snoz.
I like it.
Okay.
Can I rage now?
Well, at this point, where everyone is, we're going to take literally a 2-minute break because I need to go to the toilet. Very unprofessional, I know. But in the meantime, can everyone roll initiative for me? We're not going to go to the battle screen, but at this point, I think it will be easier if we roll initiative.
17. Have I definitely got the right woman? That's the question.
No, this is going to be literally someone with 10 hit points who just got like a lucky hit with the elbow, and we're going to butcher her in the middle of the streets. And I'm okay with that.
You know.
But to be fair, if we both spotted the same woman at the same time, I'm kind of hedging about with
Yeah.
We are the Mounties. We get our man.
If she's too easy to kill, we heal her up afterwards. If she doesn't feel like a mini boss level at least, then you gotta pump some healing in there.
Just a little bit.
I'll come
down just a little bit.
Thingy in 1 sec.
Sudden consultation with the deities on Olympus.
Ooh. I'll be.
So yeah, it's okay. The old man forgot it was role-play night and it was shouting me.
Zeus does that. Zeus got shouty. It's good.
Zeus does that. I thought you said Luke does that. I'm like, excuse me, boy.
Oh, Luke does that too. For all the viewers at home, he's a terribly abusive DM.
I am
But
a
we love
lovely
him anyway.
DM. You guys just expect the worst of me because
I
you're
am
players.
not entirely certain at the moment.
No one's
Give it
dares.
time, you'll learn.
Okay, before I mark initiative, I just want to say quickly, while we're in a technical intermission, I guess, if you are around and if you like Persia and Sand, so not Anakin, sorry, and want to tune into our newest campaign, please tune in tomorrow at time to be confirmed, but I believe it's around the same time as this campaign. The Swords That Bind episode 3 will be airing live tomorrow. That is with Ichthus the GM and the beautiful Zoe, the gorgeous Emily, the ruggedly handsome Gareth, the studly Gary, and the Vision, that is Francis, will be starring in The Swords That Bind episode 3. So please tune in if you can. It's a wonderful show, very different to this one, in a good way. But yeah, if that kind of gin and mystery is your scene, please tune in tomorrow for that. Okay. Initiatives. Kaya.
Natural 20.
Damn, what does that make it? What does that make it in total? Just because initiative is the worst time to get a natural 20.
23. I know, 23.
23. And Gavriil?
9.
Damn, son. Mercy?
14.
14. Runt?
17.
19. And the whatever in my bob? The poor innocent woman that you tackled?
Townsperson number 43.
I hope so it's not.
That'd be hilarious.
Not for long.
It would, and it feels like something you do.
Just to confirm, the Swords That Bind campaign starts at 7:30. Thank you very much, Ichthus. So, yeah. Okay, so first things first. The thing, woman, person, innocent bystander that you attacked is going to try and break free. So opposing strength checks, please. You haven't had time to rage yet, I'm afraid, because of initiative and stuff. So no advantage.
I was already seeing reds.
That was like lack of oxygen from all the running. Oh, that's pure whiskey. I'm going to add a mixer. What was that, sorry?
I said fair, but I mean, like, if you all know the score, it was an 18.
18, okay. Wait, if 18 hits an 18... Yeah. Okay, so as you're holding on to the thing, the blow to your nose kind of throws you off guard for a second, and rather than force its way out, this woman kind of slips her way out and crawls across and stands up and ready, and as you're looking at her, she has a fist set, and then she opens her hands, and her nails, like, extend into long, bone-like claws.
Definitely not an innocent bystander. That's X23 or whatever the fuck Logan's clone is. Let's kill it. Kill it.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Before this happened, Kaya.
Yeah.
You are sobbing in the arms of Gavriil as you're walking to wherever.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Anything? Do you want to say anything? Yeah, this is, it's technically your turn. I know you're not there yet, but if you did want to do something.
Other than sort of, I can't face him. I can't face him.
Okay.
Please, Gavriil, please don't make me face him.
Okay. That's... Oh, damn. I just lost my internet. Please bear with.
Timed.
Hello. Just as you can't face him, you apparently can't face me either, and I lose my connection.
Have we lost everybody?
Well, yeah, that depends entirely on whether we get our DM back.
That is very true.
What's happening on Twitch at the moment?
Everything.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know what
Are we
happened there.
back?
You are back. I'm just waiting on Ken.
We never left.
Is Ken still
Yeah,
there?
three of us having a nice little conversation. And he's still...
Good to know.
Ken?
Good to know it's not me.
No.
My internet just went, oh, snap. Something has happened. It literally went, oh, snap. Maybe it was a power surge.
Maybe.
So we will wait a bit on Ken. But in the meantime, yeah.
Really inopportune moment.
Or the perfect moment. No, inopportune. That was quite inopportune.
I mean, it was getting dramatic.
Yeah, we'll just wait on. This would have been a good time to actually advertise when we're waiting for Ken.
Yeah. So I mean,
well.
if Ignus is still in the chat and can give some more details.
No, fuck it, first it's fine
Yay.
now.
Or don't.
Love you. Okay, Ken, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good. I don't know why mine is on screen share. 1 second. There we are. That's better.
Hey.
Yay.
Hey. Don't know
That's a
what
better
happened
face.
there. I apologise, audience and podcast. You will have absolutely no idea what's going on. Yeah, so Ken, Gavriil, sorry, you hear this. You hear her go, I can't face him, I can't do it, I can't face him. But next in the order is Runt.
Right, well, now I'm going to rage because she hit me in the fucking face.
Yep, you are raging, sir.
And then I'm going to go for, you know what, let's make it a reckless attack.
Okay, you have advantage.
Thank you for that. I may need that because that is going to be... Oh, actually, I'm using the Spear of Vengeance, which I'm now attuned to, aren't I?
You are attuned to it, and it's up to you if you want to use it. And whichever stance you want to.
I'm going to use it two-handed because I like damage.
And also you don't have a shield.
And yeah, so that's a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Cool. And that is 1d8. Oh, can't find. There's my d8. Awesome. Plus 4 piercing. So that's going to be 7 damage plus my strength, is it?
Yeah,
And
strength
rage.
plus 2 for rage.
Okay, so that is going to be 7 plus
12.
12 points of damage. Brain, shut off for a second there. I've been up for like
Okay.
24.
You pull out, you go to reach for your Spartha, and then you pause for a second and you realise, and a smile comes across your face. And you reach behind you, you grab the spear, and you, almost in the same motion, but not quite, you flick it out at a swing. At which point the woman kind of reels to the side, thinking you're going to slice. Then you turn that swing into a thrust with 2 hands, and you get them right just at the edge of the side where they dodged. You get them right in the stomach, and you cut a gash as you stab through with the spear, and it seems to kind of sizzle as you do so, as the fire of the Spear of Vengeance cauterizes their own wound.
Ares, if you're watching this, thank you.
Okay. You have bonus action and movement. You are within 5 feet of them, obviously.
Yeah, well, I'm going to use my bonus action to shove them 10 feet because that's how I roll.
Okay, make a shove thing.
That's an 18.
18. Yep. Is this opposing strength checks or is this against armor class? My brain just did a fart.
Unless it makes a strength save.
Strength
So
save.
you have to roll a strength save.
Nope. So yeah, you do that, and then they're kind of reaching to their side where the wound is. With the momentum, you reel back with the spear and shoulder barge them, and they fall back 10 feet and are kind of caught by the crowd that kind of pushes them forward a bit. You know, like those action movies where that happens. And they're stood there, but they're 10 feet away from you, and they kind of just snarl at you, drool kind of dripping from her mouth. That heat starts to sizzle, you know, those heat lines.
Yeah.
And she bares her claws at you. And
I just meant like very cocky, just bring it motion.
that is fair. Mercy, you are 30 feet away from Runt, so now 40 feet away from Thing.
Yeah, I'm just going to just slow down to a walk. See, as this is unfolding, I'm just going to let a little smile come over my face. I'm going to look down at Benedict and say, "Time to come out and play." I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay. And I take it your spiritual weapon takes the form of a spiritual Benedict.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, as you kind of stroke the non-spiked head of Benedict in an affectionate yet oddly menacing motion, you do that, and as you stroke, kind of a purple, eerie, eldritch almost light starts to gather around your finger as if you're scraping off the light bit by bit. Once you've gathered enough, you have it in between your fingers, and you click, and it zooms forward and explodes into a 5-foot-long version of an almost opaque eldritch purple Benedict that, as it zooms forward, goes head first and tries to strike this thing. Roll me a spell attack, I believe.
It is. That would be an 18.
That most certainly hits. This thing, again, just got knocked back. As they reel back, they open their, kind of get their claws into a defensive stance, but they don't expect this thing to come from the side of them and whack them straight in the head. Roll for damage.
This is not so funny when you get hit in the face.
That would be 9 damage.
9 damage. Sorry.
And because that's a bonus action spell, as my main action, I'm going to toll the dead.
That's cantrip, isn't it?
Yes.
Brill. Yeah. What is that again? That's a...
It's a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. What is the DC?
Not a lot. because I'm not that good at the moment.
I rolled a 19. Will that beat it?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, as you do that, they kind of go like they seem concussed, but in that you kind of try and capitalize on that ringing sensation, and you send forth this concussive blast, this almost psychic blast at them. But they look up just in time, and you feel this presence in your head just kind of go, "No!" And your spell has no effect. Gavriil.
Cool. Is Kaya moving of her own volition at this stage?
She has kind of stopped moving. She's standing of her own volition, but she's kind of stood still, almost denying going any further. I assume, from what you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's kind of planted herself and no longer needs your support to stand, but is also not looking like she's going to move with you.
Okay. And how far away am I?
You are about 60 feet away.
Cool. Just let me check ranges. How do abilities even work? Not the way I want them to. Excellent. I will do a move action to dash up as far as I can.
Okay, you are within 30 feet. If it's just normal move. Oh, move your movement or a dash action.
My movement, because I need to make another action, so I can't dash.
Okay, so you are within 30 feet.
And then as a bonus action, I believe I can do it.
Should say on the
Oh no,
spell or
it's
ability.
an actual action if I want to use lay on hands. So I can't move and use lay on hands, can I?
You can't. You can move and use it, but you can't dash and use it.
Yeah, I'll move up and I'll use lay on hands on myself then.
Yeah, you can still do that because you've got your movement, your action, and your bonus action. So if you're not dashing as an action, you can lay on hands on yourself.
Yeah,
So how
I'll
many-
use lay on hands.
Yep.
14 points on myself.
Go for it.
Puts me back up to full.
That leaves you with 1 point, does it not?
It does leave me with exactly 1 point left. Should I need to,
Revive, yeah.
I don't know, save someone's life?
It's your defibrillator.
Yeah. So I'm then at 30 foot away.
Okay. Back to the top. We have Kaya.
How far away am I?
You're also around 60 feet away.
Okay. Do I see... What precisely is it that I see?
Make a perception check for me, because it is a crowded area.
$13.
13.
Yes.
You can see most of your pod. You can't see Runt, because you can kind of see commotion happening in the distance, but you can't see Runt visibly. You can see Mercy. She's kind of got a hand out. She's got this wicked smile on her face of like enjoyment, a mixture of enjoyment and malice. And you see Gavriil charging forward, but you don't see Alcanda or whatever this thing is, or the woman.
Or Run. Okay. I'm going to...
Sorry, just to move back. Gavriil, can you make me a con save first?
I was wondering if there was on there. Almost certainly. Well, he says before the DM slaps him. 21.
At a 21, yeah, that's fine. So you still move 30 feet, but also at a 21, again, as you heal yourself, it doesn't take you... You don't have to use the 5 to remove it or anything like that. Because as you heal yourself, you feel the poison not fading as much as becoming a dull ache. And that maybe it wasn't as potent as it should have been. It may have been put together slapdash. It may have been that they didn't expect you to be as resilient as you were. But you kind of force those feelings back, and you know that whatever effect was increasing is not increasing anymore, and you've kind of overcome the poison. So you still get to move 30 feet, and you will no longer have to make poison checks because you have dealt with it, essentially. Yeah. So Kaya, sorry, what were you going to do?
I'm going to use pretty much my entire action to move up to near where Mercy is. And then basically sort of, she's going to take a big deep breath and sort of like pull on her big girl knickers and try and deal with what's in front of her, knowing the fact that this can't be him. But it's going to take her sort of probably that long to pull herself together and get up there and join in.
Okay, that's absolutely fine by me if you feel that would be what to happen. I'm never going to force those penalties unless I make you make a save, but if you feel that's the case, I am always role play first. Well, player well-being, then role play, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is your turn. You are in line with Mercy, so you're about 30 feet away from the action.
Yeah.
So you're basically level with Mercy and Gavriil.
Yeah.
Runt is in the thick of it, and you've taken that steady breath. You've snatched yourself out of it almost. There's still that thought in the back of your head. It still brought those memories to the front, and you're still kind of... You've got that kind of choking feeling, do you know, when you're trying to stop crying and you have finally cried, but you know that something could trigger you again if you had chance to?
Yep.
But for now, you've plugged that hole.
Yep.
And you're ready. At this point, this thing, having been thwacked by whatever it is, looks at you and goes, "I will not be discarded by him again. Not like the others," and then charges at you, Runt. What is your... Oh, never mind. That is a natural 1 and a natural 4. As I do so, they seem to be still concussed by whatever hit them, and they almost run past you, like some, like in not in a comedy way, but the people that just run, and it seems that this thing seems to have thought you were maybe 4 to 5 feet to the left of it, and they charge and swipe at the wrong place, and you kind of just have to do a casual gesture as they move out of the way.
Just cheekily slap it on his ass as he goes past.
You can do so. It doesn't do any damage, but you can do so because cool points. And this thing just goes, "They can't do this again." And Mercy.
Yeah. So is it? So where is it now in relation to Runt?
It is within 5 feet of Runt. It's now within combat range. It just didn't hit.
Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Benedict around so it's flanking between it and Runt.
Okay, that's fine.
So I'll do that first.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm flanked, will I get advantage on the hit, on the attack?
I'm not sure if it does in the rules, but it makes sense, especially with how distressed this thing is.
17?
17 will hit.
Okay. Oh, crikey. 10 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm not risking the thingy again. I'm just going to, again, sort of like, while I'm sort of like controlling this Eldritch energy, I'm going to try and pull some of it back and throw it into the guiding bolt instead.
Okay. That's your action, isn't it? Yeah. So it just counts as you have to use a bonus action now, so it isn't even technically a spell, is it?
No,
So,
basically, it's a concentration spell, and I can keep using it as a bonus.
Yeah. I remember. I'm just making sure. So yeah, feel free. You can guiding bolt.
Lovely.
That doesn't have advantage because you're not.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So close. 19.
19. Yeah, that hits. Jeez, guys.
Oh, sweet. So that would be 15 points of radiant damage, and the next attack, against it has advantage.
Yeah. Okay. This thing, it's looking at Runt. It turns and looks at Runt after it missed, and it slapped it on the arse. This thing, it's starting to look less like a woman and more like the claws have extended, the teeth have extended almost like a shark's. Do you know, like all of the teeth are kind of jagged and pointed. The hair seems to be falling out as she moves, but as it falls out, it doesn't seem to go anywhere. It seems to just disappear. And the skin it's coming from within, and it's happening fast, so it's hard to keep track of it. But it looks almost like badly burned. Do you know the scars you get after a burn has healed, and it's kind of that look to it. And her face is becoming more grotesque as she fights you. She gets hit from behind, which kind of knocks her to her knee. It doesn't knock her prone, but it knocks her to her knees from the spiritual Benedict. And then in the chest, as she's turning around, she takes a full hit from the shining bolt. And the bolt doesn't seem to leave, and she is surrounded by this purple energy, which kind of, it gives off this glow, but also this feeling. And then, the next hit has advantage, which may be Gavriil's, because it is your turn.
Oh. So you're saying don't use the innate ability I have to gain advantage. Cool.
Well, it didn't turn out that way, but sure.
I did forget it had advantage against Runt, but that's my bad for doing that. And it still rolled badly if I'd have tried it, so...
Okay, so 30-foot distance to close, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So I close a 30-foot distance.
Okay.
I can then, as a bonus action, declare a vow of enmity on any creature within 10 foot, and I will now gain advantage on all attack rolls against that for 1 minute until it drops to 0 HP or falls unconscious, whichever is first.
Okay.
Cool.
You don't get super advantage, but...
What?
Yeah, that's not a thing.
Can't keep rolling until I get a number I like. Okay.
No, you only get the one reroll, I'm afraid.
And then I'm just going to stab at the trident. I've still got my shield up as well at the same time. So,
okay, make an attack roll.
Cool. It's I'll stick with that probably.
Well, advantage, you can just roll the 2 and pick the highest. It's not like inspiration.
Could do better than a 19, but I didn't. So
19 will hit.
Work out to?
Even at a natural 19, that will hit.
It's natural 19, so it's more than that. But
yeah, that will hit.
Cool. I'm then going to use up one of my spell slots. And I have a bonus from it still having Hunter's Mark on it. So the base damage is 1d6. There's a bonus 1d6 damage from Hunter's Mark. And then there's 2d8 damage for
Smitey smite.
Smite.
Smitey McSmite face, yep.
I'll roll all the dice. Okay. And then 20 damage. Of that, it was all piercing apart from
I'm going to save you from some math.
some.
I'm going to save you some math because it don't matter. As you charge forward, your eyes your pupils dilate with the madness and the rage, and you think of what this thing has turned into. You think of your old friends and how it's tried to get them killed. You think of Kaya, and you don't know what it's done to her, but you know it's done something. You think of how it tried to impersonate you. It tried to insult what you are and hurt your friends in doing so. And with that, you strike with the trident that you found with Poseidon's blessing. And this thing, as it looks up at you, realizes, and it's almost completely malformed now. Its eyes are completely white. Its hair is completely bald. Its entire body seems to have gone to a dark purple hue with these marks and deformities all over it. And it just says, "Brother, please." And then you strike it straight through the heart. And it dies.
And I thought I was the angry.
Okay. Is there enough of it to pick up by a neck or a spine or something?
It's still fully formed. You just have it pierced on your trident. It's kind of you aimed it true. It was right in the sternum, and then at each pectoral, the trident struck true. And after a short rasping breath and a look of despair and complete sorrow, and just a look that just made you think, a pleading look, it just glazed over and died.
Stop making Ken smile when Gavriil's supposed to be solemn.
I'm just doing what it would do, man.
Cool.
My monsters are my children.
Can I sling it over a shoulder and...
You can. It's about 6.5 foot tall at this point. The toga, as you lift it on your shoulders, the dress itself seems to not rot away, but kind of just fall in tatters and then disappear into nothing, almost if it was part of itself. And you're left with this hermaphroditic, almost alien form draped over your shoulders, and people are staring at you, but keeping their distance, believe it or not.
I'm going to keep it over my shoulder and... Right, let's head to that justice place.
But is a dead body going to be enough?
It's enough for me. I'll see sense, or I'll have to go free my former colleagues another way.
Let's hope so.
Okay. So you're making your way back towards Justice Market, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
I will. As we walk back, I'll just look down and say, "Thank you, dear," and I'll cancel the spiritual weapon.
Okay.
Wait. Before we head off, I have to check if Kaya's okay.
Okay. Quick order. So that's an easy one. Mercy, as you say, "Thank you, dear," the purple energy of the spiritual weapon forms into kind of a nothingness, almost a will-o'-the-wisp kind of ball of flame or wind or something, and comes back to Benedict, and the eyes briefly glow again for a second, almost in recognition of life, and then fade into what for most people besides you is nothingness and inanimativity, or inanimation. I'm not a languager.
A language.
Top words.
I know, right?
Best words.
I know how to speak properly, Paul.
And then, yeah, Gavriil.
Mama taught me good.
Gavriil, feel free to check on Kaya.
Kaya, are you good?
No, I'll never be good. I'll never be right. He's actually gone, and I need to come to terms with that. But we should go and make certain that your friends are safe. This can wait for a later date.
Whatever you saw, whoever you saw, this thing is it's a thief. It's nothing to do with whatever you saw. It just knew what would hurt you.
And that's what makes it worse. But we should focus on your friends.
We won't forget about anything, okay?
No, that's fine.
Start heading off.
Okay. Do you head off?
As we head off, so I vaguely sort of like sidle up beside Kyra and I sort of like lean down and say, "Well then, we'll have a girls' talk later."
For the first time that you've ever sort of seen her, she's actually really very solemn and completely not how you've ever seen her be before.
Okay. As you, pretty much all of you, besides maybe Runt, walk in a melancholic fashion back to Justice Market. But even Runt, as an army man, understands the feeling of loss. He knows when people have fought hard, and although they've won, it still kind of feels like they've lost something. And although half of you may not know what that is, you can see it in the eyes of your friends, and you can see it in the body that is dragged, and the way that is walked, and the simple nods that are given between you all. And for the first time since you met, even the three of you, with Kai being new, but still, even the three of you, you kind of feel this camaraderie, this connection in loss. You've all lost something, you've all had to leave something behind or give something up, or are missing a piece of yourselves, and you kind of see that in each other. And none of you says anything. None of you wants to hurt the other or ruin the moment or bring it up, because it doesn't need to be brought up. It doesn't need to be said, but you feel it. And you know that the others feel it as well. As you walk back with this thing, you make your way towards the market. And Gavriil, as you walk, you breathe in deep, like a tired, finished breath, and you can smell the sea again, but this time it's a familiar smell. It's a welcoming smell. It's the smell of salt. It's the smell of surf. It's the smell of a new day and the new sun bringing in the wind of the surf and the sea. And you feel at peace, and you feel that power. And although you never lost it, you feel that connection again. And you know that he is with you. That he will, for now, watch you and look after you in what you do, and that what you do is right. And we'll leave it there. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all your support so far. And this is by no means over. Obviously, we are very early into this. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. And please tune in a couple of weeks' time to see where this road takes us. Because our stories are just beginning. Thank you so much. See you soon. Please tune in tomorrow. And remember, gods are always watching.